even though it's hard, it's not impossible. Tell them there's no limit, I'm unstoppable. Stop myself and guilt, then it's possible. Nobody else will play the fool. Maybe I was born just to break the rules. Stop the water for the money and fill up my pool. Not my morals or my dignity, we keep it cool. Just to work for the system, use you like a tool. How efficient do we use ourselves? That's like the story you're telling someone else's tales. All that chit chat will make you feel. Can't worry less and really worry about yourself. I learned the hard way would damage health. Listen to that voice within, gotta know yourself. Don't worry about a thing, everything is going well. Let enter my inner child, I've gotta tell you something else. All the pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel. All that pain in the brain will make you feel sane. Okay, don't act blind if you're blessed with the vision. Then you gotta watch signs and your gut tells you everything. See this in time and trust your intuition. It will guide you on a mission, you'll be better than you ever been. If you're blessed with the vision, gotta watch signs and your gut tells you everything. Just trust your intuition, it will guide you on a mission. You'll be better than you ever been. All that pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in your brain will make you feel sane. All that pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in your brain will make you feel. All that pain in your brain will make you feel sane.
No, it's good. Let me get us lined up here. There we go. Hey, everyone. Oh, back to comments. Oh, microphone. Yes, yours is right here. Hey, Robin and Rockin' Robin and Janet Sarlo. We got Liz Jaggers, Rebecca Swindle. Thank you guys for coming in. We have a lot going on tonight.
I guess so.
A lot to cover. Let's see who else is coming in. Let everyone come in for a little bit here. I spent the last hour just organizing all of my notes. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Robin. The music was a little different, but I like that kind of music, not just country or bluegrass or all the other. I love every genre of music, honestly. Hey, Mama. Hey, Bugs Aunt.
Hello.
Oh, where do we start? I do want to say the thumbnail I created. Nope, everybody can hear us. Okay, the thumbnail I created was a little, I'd say, what's the word? Harsh or a little. We're not going to attack anyone tonight.
I don't think I saw it.
It was. I did call. So it's about Michael Thomas, Layla's boyfriend at the time, ex-boyfriend. We aren't planning on attacking. It's honestly for clicks, yes, just to get people to come in because there's so much we've learned and we need people to know. We will cover Michael's behavior leading up to when she went missing. Hey, GL Boards.
Hi.
And there's a lot for the people who are new to the case too, who are watching this and don't know all the details. I am going to spend a little bit of time real quick covering the timeline. We're going to start with the text messages between Jennifer Santanello and Layla, which was actually messages between her and Michael. That's the beginning of the timeline. That's when everything happened. That's when it all fell apart. And we've interviewed people about pieces of this, about when Layla had, I don't know, run away, got out of the apartment with Michael for some reason. He's got his reasons. We have theories, but she went somewhere. We talked to people who were at this party she went to. We're going to talk about that. I also have, once we get through the timeline, which I'll try to do really pretty quick, I'm gonna have a phone call with one of Layla's friends. They weren't like best friends or anything, but they went to high school together. They texted, they kept in touch. This friend had observations about the relationship, as well as talked to a lot of her other friends who they all pretty much align on what that relationship was like. Your hair is cute, Jen.
Thank you.
So let's do that. Let's start with the text messages. All right. Let me
just say that
Yeah.
Ryan is kind of not surprising me, but I haven't seen everything he's going to talk about.
Yes.
So
I am
Right.
looking for Jen's reactions, yes, to a lot of this, because I don't know how much you know about what we're going to talk about. And so when Jen reacts, she's not interrupting. I literally asked her to react. So don't complain about her reactions.
Thank
Okay.
you. I know I can be annoying.
Oh,
Ryan, your hair's
thanks,
cute.
Chill Billy. I appreciate that. I haven't done anything with my, not that I have to. It's so short.
This
Just
is what
kinda-
he looks like all the time. It
It
doesn't
just
matter.
stays where it is. I like short haircuts. Whew, okay. I don't know why. I've got so much to cover. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh.
Ooh, that's big.
Okay.
It's like
Let's
almost.
share this and start going through the timeline from the beginning. That's it.
What?
Remove that. I just keep reading that comment. It's really funny.
Oh, your
Okay.
hair is cute.
All right. Hopefully everybody can see that okay. I think that's big enough. So this all started, right? Well, salt and pepper. There's like a salt and pepper one that I've tried actually. It kind of works, but just go with the gray. It makes you look distinguished.
Yes, that's why I keep telling him.
Yeah, please like and subscribe when you come in. Sorry, I almost always forget. I do want to thank our members, and I want to highlight Council of Members, Council of Elders, Robin. She's upgraded about a month ago. You guys stop with the hair. You're making me crack up. I can't even get through this. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you, Robin, for your support every month. Appreciate that so much. Our Tribal Warriors, Spiritual Hippie 420, AK Laylana, and Real Rock and Robin. Thank you guys so much for your support.
Thank you.
Core tribe members, we've got John Odell, Margie T, April Dancy, Cheryl Metcalf, Brenda Brown, Silver Bullet, Robin K, Angel Wings, GL Bortz, Sandra Perkins, Laura Jones, 423 Pythons, Jennifer DeBrouwer, Jason Myers. I love that name. Okay, that's it. Is that the guy on the movie? Is that
Michael
Myers,
Ryan? We're already into Halloween season in this house.
We're looking forward to
If you haven't noticed my shirt.
We are definitely a horror movie family. We really are.
We're weird.
We are weird. We've always. Evil Ghost, hey man, good to see you here.
Hello.
Appreciate that. Looking forward to talking to you on Sunday. And Lisa K, possibly others. Okay. It started on June 24th, 10:43 p.m., where Michael, using Layla's Messenger account. Number one, this tells us he had access to her Messenger account. For, I guess couples do that sometimes. They just share accounts or whatever.
We don't, but we would if we wanted to.
I guess.
I can't think of a reason why I'd want to share with you.
Well, there are reasons that I think he wanted to watch her conversations.
Oh, you can watch somebody's conversation.
Yeah, well, you can see everyone they're messaging. You can see everybody.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I am sure a lot of certain types of people would watch that.
Yes. So he reached out to Jennifer and he said, hey, you know if Layla is in jail? It was a question. And about an hour later, Jennifer's like, why would she be in jail? Why is she not with you? What the F is going on? She said, I called Kingsport and Sullivan County. Both said she's not there. And about an hour later, this is Layla saying, I'm okay. I had to jump around to find, because Jennifer shared various messages.
How do you know if that was Layla and not still the guy?
Good question. Very good question. See, you're thinking like a true crime Yeah, I know. I thought crossed my mind, but the way she's typing, so Jennifer, of course, is like, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
She's okay. My daughter's okay. And Layla is like, I'm fine, Mom. Jennifer said, why the hell did he think you were in jail for? She says, I don't know. I've been with a friend. I don't have a phone to text or call. I'm using someone else's. So she used someone else's phone and logged into her messenger account on
Okay.
their phone.
Yeah.
Also a little questionable. It's not easy to do.
They'd be able to verify that she was on that
point.
person's phone.
Good point. Police would have been able to
Yeah.
verify that. Jennifer said, it does. I agree, Robin. It does. It does bring in, I think, insecurities
Yes.
on one part of the relationship. So just introducing that as a part of the psychology here going on. Jennifer's like, okay, I love you. And Layla's last words to her, if this was Layla, and I hope it was I love you so much more. That's the last line Layla ever sent to her mother. That was June 25, 6:43 a.m. That was first thing in the morning, June 25. June 26, all hell breaks loose. I'm going to go back. Oh, I didn't. Sorry, you guys. I'm not showing you. I'm going to show you real quick. I forget I have to switch screens. So I'm going to show you the message I was just thinking I was showing you, the messages from Layla to her mother. See how hard this is?
It is hard.
Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, so those are the messages I was just talking about. Okay.
We've got a new member. Sorry.
Oh, thank you, Jailboards. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the next day, June 20. And I promise I'm going to get to the interesting stuff, guys. This is for the people who don't know a lot about this background, and I just want to make sure everyone understands the relationship and who we're talking about. Okay, so let me go to the June. I had to figure out the order before the live because I want to show it in order. So this is hard.
What was that picture that was just about to show? Last time.
One of the photos of the Jennifer posted of Layla, and there it is. Okay, continue on. June 26th, 8:39 a.m. Worst thing that could possibly happen. This is again Michael using Layla's account, and he sends Jen a message saying, "Jen, I don't know if you got the slightest idea of where Layla is, but I haven't heard shit from her, nor has anyone since yesterday around 4 a.m. Like something is really up. This next message is important because it gives a timeline now of where Layla went, and also his action here also gives some insight into his psychology. So pay close attention to what he says here. He admits this. All I know is she's supposed to be with a Cody or something. I don't know if it's her ex Cody. I don't know of any more Codys. I've called jails. I've called hospitals. I don't know why he called the jails again because Jennifer already did.
Already said, yeah.
But he claims he's called hospitals. Like, I have no idea. Only thing she said to me, 4 a.m. yesterday. So this was 4 a.m. on the 25th.
Yep.
Hey, babe, I'm at Jen's. And I went over there. This is her a friend, Jen, I believe.
Okay, I'm so confused.
There's a party going on, or there are a bunch of people at this place. And then instead of texting Jennifer Santanello, Layla's mother, and saying where she is and letting her go get her, he immediately at 4 a.m. runs over to this place to go get her, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, babe, I'm at Jen's, and I went over there. Jen said that Layla said she's going to walk out and smoke, and said Jen never seen or heard from her again either.
That's confusing.
Yes, we have a little more insight because there were witnesses at this party. I interviewed one of the witnesses, and I had her let the detective know. Kingsport PD detective didn't really care about our witness because I think they had already interviewed other witnesses who were at this party. It was the last place a lot of people saw Layla. Yeah. A lot of people, that was the last time they saw Layla. So obviously the police know about it. That wasn't the hotel point. So this is like before all that crazy stuff happened at the AmeriCorps. It was before that. So this is, she got to this party And what we heard from the witness was that she was at this party. Michael comes over, all right, and all of this girl that we interviewed, one of Layla's acquaintance, a bunch of the girls were like, "Hey, we'll tell him you went out to smoke." She wanted to get away. She wanted to take off with someone gave her a ride from there.
Mm.
She wanted to get away from Michael.
She did.
She wanted to
Who
get.
told?
Everyone had the impression she wanted to get away from Michael. She didn't want to see him.
Mm.
He was showing up, so they all lied for her.
I
They
see.
said she's going out for a smoke.
Yep.
She was gone. Now Jennifer said, in response to him, she messaged me at 6:45 yesterday. She's like, everything should be okay. Everything was
Right.
okay. And I think Jennifer was thinking she must have texted from this party. Like, I'm okay, Mom.
Oh,
You know
I
what I
see.
mean?
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't know where to even start looking. You would know where more than I would.
Wow.
You got to stop checking her messengers so when she logs in, she sees the new messages as new, or at least see if there is a way to mark them as new. And hopefully she'll respond. You got to wait 48 hours to file a missing persons report on an adult. Is that true? I don't know if that's actually true.
You can
Kim,
try.
You
You can file a report, but usually they won't start looking until 48 hours after.
They won't actually start looking, but you could file a report.
Okay. Sometimes they will look.
Yeah. So then she asks, why would she be in jail? Again, like earlier, he said she was going to be in jail. She said, that's twice now you've said that. Why would she be in jail? He said, I don't open her messages, so she will only see them. Yours is the only one. She said, okay, I don't know what to do. She doesn't talk to any of her old, I think she said old friends. She had a whole new circle that was,
okay,
the drug crowd kind
okay.
of thing. He said, I don't know if she's with whoever, long as the girl's okay. Like I told her, she needs to get shit together and get it figured out, even if it means me and her going off different routes. Only thing kept us together is her saying she's got nowhere to go because supposedly you or Barb won't let her stay with y'all. I don't know if you can get hold of Cody and see if she's okay. Just let me know. That's all I want to know, that she's okay. He's saying that's all he wants to know. And Jennifer's like, well, if you sent her out into, she's getting angry now.
Yeah, I can tell.
If you get her out into the world to get her quote unquote shit together, what exactly did you expect to happen? She's got to feed the habit somehow, and she's going to end up getting trafficked. There's a process to getting your shit together, and it starts with detox.
Very true.
Yeah, I agree. It's not waiting 48 hours. A lot of cases is not a good thing to do.
No, it's not.
Runaways and all that. He said, I didn't send her anywhere. I told her to stay. Actually, is this on the next one? I didn't send her out anywhere. I told her to stay here. I never, not once. He's really already getting defensive. Well, she is accusing him.
Yeah.
I never not once told that girl to leave anywhere. I just told her she needs to get her shit together. Like I said, we're not on bad terms from our last convo. I just don't know where she's at and haven't heard from her. Is it going too fast? If it is, I can slow down chat. Seems okay. I even told her don't leave the night. She did. You can ask both our friends that took her wherever she went. I told her no Layla, and she kept on. And I said, okay, well, call me later. Never heard the call, nothing. And that's what he texted a lot. And that's what I'm saying. She's not even on Facebook to feed a habit. Something is wrong. I'm scared for her life right now, but never once did I send her anywhere. She has a bed, a TV, a phone, and everything right here. Me and Layla never argue. Me and Layla never argue.
Just like you and I never argue.
Oh, I actually just realized he had said that. I read this several times.
Never argue, and we haven't had any bad blood.
And we haven't had any bad blood.
We're
on good terms. And that's something I'm genuinely scared right now. That's an interesting comment to make the claim they never argue.
And don't have any bad blood between them, like he's trying to distance himself from the situation.
You guys, what we're going to be covering in this live is a direct contradiction to his statement he makes right there. A lot of witnesses, a lot of people I'm going to be talking to have the opposite and have observations of the opposite. I'll be showing you two people who knew Layla. One of them dated Michael's relative, knows Michael.
And so they say that Michael and she were on bad terms.
Sometimes they say the
Sometimes.
opposite, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the
Okay.
details, you guys, but that is he's not telling the truth in that comment. At least that text,
Right.
I know he's not telling the truth. I shouldn't say that. These are witnesses. We never observed them fighting. We didn't even know them at the time, so I can't say I saw them
Mhm.
fighting. But we have witnesses, so
Okay.
we're going to get to that.
Are you sure?
Is there any more messages? Please tell me there's no more. Okay, that's it.
That's
It ended there. Then, of course, the searching happened. And we're going to take a look at Michael's timeline, what he was doing. So this happened in June 2023. And try to get some insight into his thinking, what's going on with him. And so if you take a look at his timeline during that time, it's interesting. Please be that one. Yep. Okay. I will say that on the surface, publicly, in March, it appeared. Where was that? Yeah, this is his timeline. This is
He looks so young.
June 2021.
Sorry.
Yeah,
He looks
that was
so
2021.
young.
So they were. Oh, thank you, Angel Wings. Thank you so much for becoming a member for 7 months. You are
Nice.
amazing. Thank you so much for your support. From the surface, the pictures, the messages. I mean, he's saying the most beautiful girl. She's my whole world, my love. They've got pictures together. March appears to be a
Good.
It was like a honeymoon period, even though they weren't married. You know, they seem to
Right.
be very in love, and then they get engaged.
Okay.
Did you know that in March they got
I
engaged?
did not know that.
In March, April, May, June, 3 months before she goes missing, they got engaged.
Huh.
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. Another picture. This is March. And then she disappeared on June 26, technically. 26, 27, right? 26 is I think the official one.
Right.
The official day. 3 days later, he had posted. So I saw this a while back, and he was posting a lot of things saying, I need to find you, Layla, like all that stuff. And he's deleted them.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything in June, he's deleted those. Or I don't know where they went. Maybe they're on a different profile, but it looks
But
like
then all of a sudden it starts back up in
stuff's
August.
been deleted. And then he posts a joke. I don't know.
No,
Apparently,
but did
in
you
August.
see like there was nothing for June or July?
Yeah.
Just jumps right to August.
He posted a couple.
Oh, there's a couple things.
Like
in
a
July.
memory post in August, a joke at the end of August. Can't see what the heck that was. And then in August, the police gave him a polygraph. She's so sweet. Thank you. In August, the police gave him a polygraph. He says, pass the polygraph for Layla today, obviously. Anyone else up to take one? Since they're so quick to point the finger at me. He didn't pass.
He didn't pass.
No.
So how do you know
A
that?
few commenters out here pointed it out. Your test was inconclusive.
Oh, okay.
Because of your horrific drug addiction, and you knew it would be. Leave the drugs alone. Take another test sober. Prove your innocence. I dare you. Inconclusive, not passed it. I will say that people were probably still are pretty harsh toward Michael, accusing him of being guilty or
right.
You know, and you can't accuse someone of being guilty of something like unaliving someone if you got zero evidence.
Right.
Knowledge, different story. Potential knowledge potentially has some information, but people are being pretty hard on him.
So he definitely took a polygraph?
He took a polygraph.
But it was inconclusive.
Yeah, and I confirmed. I saw that message. I texted the Layla search team, the really good researcher, Sierra, and asked her, is it true? And she's like, yeah, he was inconclusive. So yeah.
All right.
And I trust her. She's really good. Yeah, and then
wait.
See, people are really.
Why was he going to jail?
So
go down a little bit, back down. More than likely going
to jail today. I don't know what happened in September 2023. There's a 2024 arrest. Not sure what this is all about. One likely going to jail today.
Weird.
I'll have to find what that's all about. So searching is going on during this. Obviously, everybody knows 2023. Everybody's out there searching
Yeah.
and searching and searching. And then this happens. This is probably the worst for a reflection of his psychology and his character
Mhm.
for this to happen. Most people know about this. We're just going to cover it real quick. It's a nightmare. Like I
What?
can't even, you'll see. So it's a news report. Hopefully I have it here somewhere. There we go.
Yeah, share it.
Yeah, I will. Let me back it up to the beginning. This to me is, anyway, I'll shut up and just play it. It was, yeah.
Come on, Ryan, shut up.
Search continues for a missing Kingsport woman.
The investigation into the disappearance of Layla Santanello has been ongoing for months now. Santanello was first reported missing in late June of 2023. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued an endangered young adult alert for her on August 3rd.
Kingsport police say Santanello was reported.
Sorry, you guys. I do want to respond to this comment. It's a good comment. He is currently, this scenario started. I'm going to explain what happened after. He's gotten, as of today, I believe, from what I've heard, he's in a rehab facility and he's getting sober.
That's good.
And I agree, Blueberry. If he sobers up, it would be good for him.
Yeah,
I think to go
definitely.
ahead and take a poly and really clear his name once and for all.
Right.
I wish we could submit the questions.
Yeah,
Thank you, GL Ports. Appreciate that,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah, I would like not just to know they're obviously going to ask, did you have anything to do with it? I hope they would ask, do you know anything at all about what could have happened, what did happen?
Yep.
Do you know anybody who was involved? Do you know of any plan? Do you know of any talk? Do you know anything, even though you're not involved, do you know anything?
Yeah. Well, they don't.
That's what I want to know.
They don't ask questions exactly like.
Yeah, I know. I would be a horrible polygrapher.
Well, they don't ask questions that have more than a yes or no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reportedly last seen near the AmeriCourt in Kingsport.
Here we go.
Yesterday, Kingsport police arrested a man they say posed as Santanello online. 21-year-old Michael David Thompson of Kingsport allegedly sent Cash App requests to friends and family members after her disappearance.
Wait till you see what he wrote.
Last month, a grand jury indicted Thompson on several charges. However, they say there is no evidence that Thompson had any involvement in Santanello's disappearance. News Channel 11's Clarice Shaley spoke with Layla's family about where this case stands.
The Kingsport Police Department posted a list of frequently asked questions. Michael Thompson into custody. Officers say he posed as Layla and sent Cash App requests to her family and friends.
Wow.
And what really
You almost did it.
Look what he wrote. Look what he wrote in the messages.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that?
Wow, that
Yeah.
was stupid. You know? What?
Or you'll find her in pieces.
What's the other one?
The
mean?
TWIMG is something. Let me go. Shoot. Well, Brittany says it.
and what really got me to know that it was him was when I was receiving the abbreviation. In a second, he just rolled it off his tongue. They won't let me go. And I'm like,
You'll
I
never go.
know I got a lot going on, but I couldn't even really figure that one out.
Layla's mom and
Wow.
stepmom say that she and Michael had been dating for several months. The family was keeping in contact with him.
I was so angry.
It was. Let me go back. Okay, so these two messages he wrote first. Did they have a time on here? So July 10th.
What?
Oh, he did it on July 10th and then July 26th.
Yeah.
July 10th, he asked for $97.
That is a weird number.
Yeah, I don't know 97 what that's all about. But he wrote for TWLMG. They won't let me go. That's what that stands for. They won't let me go. So he's like pretending to be her,
Oh my gosh.
saying they won't let me go. And then, man, that's like 16 days later.
Huh.
He sends another one for 15 minutes, or you'll find her in pieces. Yep.
How stupid can you be? He must have
And
been
what
on
really
something.
got me
Yeah.
to know the second he just rolled it off his tongue. They won't let me go. And I'm like, no, I know.
Asks for the community's help to continue to provide tips.
That's who this is.
If you really believe that you saw her, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Give as many details as possible.
The question still remains, where was Layla last and who was she with? That's what family of Layla say investigators with the KPD and their private investigators are working to uncover.
So that happened. He got arrested. He went to jail. February 2024, I believe, is when he went to jail. I think the KPD posted an update on their page with the details of the arrest. What am I doing? Which was KPD release. Which was, and they this is what they said about Michael. Oops, it's at the bottom. Where is that? Is Michael Thompson arrest related to Layla's disappearance? There's no evidence to suggest that Thompson was related to Layla's disappearance. He was charged by Sullivan County Grand Jury with extortion and identity theft based on evidence collected throughout this investigation related to Cash App requests that had been sent to several of Layla's family members and friends after she was reported missing.
That is weird, because if he's going to do that, why $95 for
And
one thing?
97, yeah.
I
that's weird.
mean, and just the fact that he didn't think he'd get caught. That's just, he must have been
Yeah.
on something.
Robin, I think that's probably one way they located him. They did find out it was him, so they found enough evidence to nail him and arrested him in February 2024. So
Yeah.
he just got out not long ago, served his time, got out. He's in a rehab facility. What I want to talk about now is what their relationship was actually like. What was really going on in that apartment between them. We know that their pictures publicly looked like the relationship was great. Yeah, I agree, Missouri. He needed drug money.
Yeah.
That's bottom line. That's what he was trying to do.
Probably what he owed or something.
Jennifer Santanello said Layla wasn't telling her family that the relationship was, that there was violence, that he was violent. One of the Layla's search team members said that the relationship was toxic from what she heard from people, I believe, around them. And so it's one of those, I mean, a lot of those violent relationships, the female will not, right? They won't talk about it or tell people.
Especially if they're scared.
She did talk about it to some people. One person I'm going to talk to tonight on the phone. I'm going to do a live call with one of her friends. She admitted it. She did admit it. Maybe it's time to do that. Maybe we'll have a phone call. Let me.
Is she ready?
Is
he ready? Sorry, I didn't know who you were calling.
He wanted me to warn him when we're going to do this.
Okay.
So I'll give him a few minutes. I'm going to show you a text that he got from one of her friends confirming the relationship type, what was kind of going on. I got all this prepared so I don't have to mess around. This is a text message from one of actually the boyfriend's friends. She knew the boyfriend. Okay, just a minute. And I'm going to put my mic up to the phone. I've never done this, you guys.
Oh boy.
It's going to be interesting. But
I'll be quiet over here.
First, I'm going to share this text message real quick. This was from a friend of the boyfriend because she went to school with him and dated his cousin, I guess. So this is the text message from the friend. I'll put it full screen so you guys can hopefully read it. He asked her if, she knew him and everything. She said, yeah, I knew her boyfriend. I went to school with him. I dated his cousin. And all I knew of Michael is that he's always been involved in gang-related violence and drug use since he was a teenager. It is sad for that little girl. I know a few people she's been associated with since high school, and they were hopped on stuff. She never seemed to be on anything herself through high school, but when someone puts themselves around it, they're likely to fall into it because of it's their normal. She says, I feel like Michael knows more than he's speaking, and he wouldn't tell out of fear or simply not knowing. So that's confirmation from someone who knew him that he's into violence and drug use. We know the drug use. The gang-related violence is interesting. I don't know if anybody's really dove much into that, like what gang, what all the details are around that. And I don't really want to get too much into the gang stuff tonight. But we are going to talk.
Other thing.
We are going to talk now with her friend, who this is really interesting. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I apologize. We text a lot, so I guess scroll way up to his phone number. Way up, way up, way up. There we go. Copy. Phone. Call. Paste. It's doing a Wi-Fi call. I hate it when it does that.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
There we go. Okay, let me turn up the sound. Hopefully everyone can hear okay. Before we start, just be really careful. Like, don't say anything that will give your identity or stuff like that. But does that sound good? You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So could you give people a little bit of insight onto like how you got to know Layla, how you knew her, what that relationship was like and everything?
I met her when we were like maybe 10, 11 years old. I'm a couple of years older than her.
Oh, so really young. Wow.
Yeah, she used to bowl at Warpath Lanes, and I used to too at one point. That was how we met, actually.
Okay.
And we were fairly young, and then we just kept in contact throughout high school because she had mutual friends and I had mutual friends, so it was just the natural thing, right?
Oh yeah, when you go to school with someone, it's like growing up together almost.
Yeah, you see them every day. You talk to them in the hall, you know.
Yep. When do you remember when she met Michael? Do you remember that whole scenario?
No. I know that it wasn't long after she had I believe it was pretty close after she had Nova, but I can't really remember.
Do you remember the Cody guy that he mentioned? I can't remember if I had asked you that yet.
I've heard the name,
Okay.
and if I saw his face, I probably could put it together, but I don't know a last name.
Okay. So at some point, what was it, 2021-ish, they started dating, Michael and her?
End of 21, start of 22, somewhere in there.
Could you highlight that? Oh, you can't use that. Hold on a second. It's an important question. We have to talk about this question here. Wasn't she best friends with Breonna Tester?
Yes, they were fairly close.
Did you know Breonna too?
Yeah, I knew both of them.
You did.
I knew Breonna through Layla, but yeah.
I don't know if I want to go down that road because that's a whole. I mean, they were close. Do you want to talk a little bit about the whole situation with Breonna, like their relationship, how it impacted Layla when Breonna was murdered, unalived?
I think it really bothered her, and I think she went down a path that I think she kind of blamed herself for it. Her and I never really talked about it. I'm not the kind of person to pry somebody about it.
Yeah.
But based off of people around her and what they had said, she was taking it really, really hard.
Was Layla using substances before Breonna, or was it the other way around? Like, did she introduce Breonna to that world?
I'm not exactly sure how that started. Didn't ask. Didn't care to ask.
Yeah. I was just curious if that's why she would have felt any kind of guilt like that. possibly. Okay, so let's talk about the relationship. You have talked to people who were friends with Layla, who observed the relationship. You observed it over years. You said you texted with Layla pretty regularly.
It was like every, month or two, she'd be like, "Hey, how's it going? How are things?" And I'd do, just checking in, right?
Yeah.
And there were things that she had kind of hinted at and told me that I'm pretty good at context clues. And, I kind of got the vibe of what was going on. And I told her, I was like, you deserve so much better than what you're being put through. I was like, but that's not my place to tell you. So
how did she react to that?
She was like, she got mad at me. And then she was like, thank you. I really appreciate your opinion. And then that was it.
Yeah. You told me the story about you saw her at one point walking. I think it was when you were going to Pals or something like that. Could you tell that story?
Yeah. So at the time I was coming through downtown. I was grabbing some lunch, and I happened to see her coming through the alley between the post office and the Pals in downtown Kingsport, which his place is not far from there. So, and I asked her, it's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Because I hadn't seen her in like 2 or 3 years at that point. And other than just back and forth on social media. And she was like, "I'm good. We had a fight. He put his hands on me and I left." And I was like, "Oh, it kind of shocked me, actually." And I asked her if she needed a ride wherever she was going, and she turned me down and said no, she could walk.
So she literally said he put hands on me.
Yeah.
What's interesting
That's
is
sad.
he literally said they didn't fight.
Right.
In that text message.
And they were on good terms.
And they were on good terms. That doesn't sound like not fighting.
The thing is, I don't think she was telling people for a lot of different reasons. One, the whole, a lot of women don't speak up about their abusers, and that's fine. I understand. And I think there were other reasons, obviously, what he was into and who he was into it with. And
do you think she was scared? Because knowing who he knows or whatever?
I think so, yeah. I don't think she would have ever admitted that personally, but yeah, I think she was.
I guess
deep down.
I guess as much as every other girl is in that world, they kind of know who these people are. Vet Girl is asking a bunch of really good questions. Hold on a sec. I need to ask them. The first one is, do you know who Billy Anderson is?
No.
Okay. She wanted to know how Billy Anderson entered the picture with both girls. I was hoping you had heard that name. So we will move on to the other one, which is, do you know, so was Michael in the same school, at least for a while, with you guys?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a couple of years older than they are.
Okay.
So, I was a couple of grades above them, but I knew them. And I had friends that, were in sports or whatever that ran in different circles, whatever it may be, that knew them or knew him or whatever the case.
Do you know the people, any of the people that, and I would go further. She asked, who did the boyfriend hang around with? Maybe not only in school. Are you aware of any of the people that he would run with?
He hung out with a much older crowd at that point in time when you're like 15, 16 years old, like people in their mid to late 20s and 30s.
Oh, wow.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and I know and that was just who I had seen him out in public with, so that doesn't mean much.
But do you know And you don't have to say, but do you know who they were?
No, I don't.
You just-
Obviously, I don't run in that circle, so
Okay, just older guys that were they known to be part of the whole drug stuff that goes on? As far
I
as-
would assume so based off of what he was doing and what they looked like
Yeah.
and
I'm
what
asking,
they were.
and I'm asking you to speculate. If you didn't know who they were, then that makes sense. If she was afraid, who and what would that be? I don't know. She never mentioned to you specifically that she was afraid or who she was afraid of, just that he had laid hands on her, and she didn't really want to talk about details.
I wasn't going to ask her details because I knew I wouldn't get them.
Yeah.
And I also knew that, you know, she could handle herself. She was a little fireball,
Yeah.
so knew she could handle herself when she was in the right state of mind.
Right.
So I was like, well, maybe they just had an argument and a tiff, and maybe it's, you know.
Oh, do you know any more details about the whole Brianna thing? I know she had taken I don't want to say abducted. She saved a baby kind of, but I don't know if you remember any of that stuff. Do you?
No, I had lost contact with her like about 6 months beforehand.
Okay.
Before she passed. But we were still friends on Facebook, so every now and then she'd, you know, just send me a message and I'd respond like 2 or 3 days later because I'm really bad about doing that.
Me too.
Had you had conversations with Layla about Brianna after that all transpired, after she had gotten unalived?
No, part of me, I wanted to ask, but then I was like, I don't want to cause more trauma and issues.
Yeah, it was already hurting her, right? And why?
Yes, I kind of left it be.
When did you see you? That's a good question, vet girl.
Hey, you're good.
Yeah, can you tell us what was happening 6 months before? Before we can ask you that question, though, I know there's a certain period of time that you were talking to her. Obviously, from when.
It stopped probably October, November of 2022. And it was kind of abrupt. Like I remember it vividly because I was at work when she messaged me, and she was like, "Hey, you know, how are things going?" And I know he had access to her social media, so I kind of took it with a grain of salt. But that was when she had the last time she told me they'd had an argument, and she needed somebody to rant to.
Okay.
And I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I went to message her and ask her if everything was okay, and then I no longer could message her, and it was kind of made me mad, actually.
You mean you tried to message her, it wouldn't get through, or she just would never answer anymore?
Basically, I was blocked.
She blocked you?
Yeah. I don't know if it was necessarily her.
Oh. This is 2022, so by this time she was in the middle of dating Michael.
Yeah.
Did you get the sense that he was trying to basically cut off, especially boys, from talking to her?
Yeah, and I say that because I know his ex, like we had talked about earlier today.
Okay.
He did the same thing to her and was really controlling and manipulative and just physically and verbally abusive towards her.
So you
and I knew.
did the ex-girlfriend before Layla, did she provide details about, like, is it just what you said? It was kind of psychological. Was it physical with her too?
From what I know, yeah, she didn't tell me very much about it.
Okay.
She's very, very timid and shy. So, and I wasn't gonna ask because I knew it was a big trauma thing for her.
Do you know how long they'd been dating?
Not at that point, no, because that what they're the last couple of, and he dated that girl in high school,
Okay.
and so that was how I kind of knew about that, and I kind of distanced myself. Like the last year and a half of high school, I kind of just hung out with like 3 people and didn't talk to anybody else.
Did she break up with him or did he break up with her?
I think she finally left him.
I wonder how he took that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well,
Because
he's controlling.
well, that's the question. Like for me, it's
Probably not well.
Yeah.
is it enough if she's gonna leave? If a girlfriend is gonna leave, is that when he starts to break down mentally?
I think that was at the start of when his really bad addiction started.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't long after that I didn't see him at school anymore, and so.
Vet girl, you'll have to explain what you mean by would he have gotten into trouble 6 months prior? 6 months prior to when she went missing, which would have been January timeframe of 2023. What and where? Do you know where they hung out? Do you know where they hung out? Like you said, he hung out with older guys. Any idea where they hung out around town?
You know, the downtown area is riddled with. You've been down there. You know how it is.
Yeah.
I would see him, you know, because I would see him a lot of places. That particular day, I saw him near his residence walking on the sidewalk.
Which day?
The day that I saw him with the older guys.
Okay, I got it. This man, when she first went missing, you had been blocked from talking to her from like 2022 until about 6 months to about 6 months later, almost a year later, when she disappeared.
Yeah.
Did you start talking to people like when she disappeared? Did you start asking friends like, what do you think happened? What's going on? Who could be involved? Like, hear anything like that?
So, the girl that I sent you the message of earlier.
Yep, I shared that with people.
Actually messaged me because she knew that I knew her and sent me the missing person poster. And I was out of town for work, and I didn't see it till the next day. And it was that moment where it was like, it kind of hit me in the face, like, oh, he could have done this.
That was the first thing you thought.
And then, you know, I thought about it, and I was like, well, he has a lot of older friends. He's in with the wrong crowd. If he didn't do it, somebody did, and it's a high possibility he knows.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so if you think about it, she tried to get out. They obviously had a fight. I think it's safe to say they had a fight.
Yeah.
That night, she wanted to get away. She was upset. She went to this party. And then he went there to get her. Of course. She escapes again. Somebody gives her a ride. Did you, from everyone you've talked to about this situation, her friends, had you heard anything about them going about the whole West Side? Actually, about West Side, do you know if she frequented that place often? When she ever texted you, was that like a thing that they did?
So I know that that was the drug hangout. That was where they sold drugs, manufactured them.
West Side Inn?
West Side, yeah, the one they tore down.
Oh.
Everything. If there was drugs and trafficking and prostitution, whatever was going on, it was going on at West Side. And the only reason I know that is my cousin used to be a bouncer at the Hog Wild Saloon that used to sit right in front of there.
Oh, okay.
So he always would tell me to stay away from there because of what was going on.
So we kind of keep an eye on the place.
Yeah, and they're around the time when she went missing. There was a lot of I saw it all the time on the police blotter pages of, you know, something happening at West Side or medical response to West Side or SWAT or whatever the case may be. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, Vet Girl makes another good point that I also don't understand why she'd gotten a ride to a place like West Side or whatever happened at the AmeriCorps and stay there.
I don't think that it was voluntary.
Mm.
Oh, you think she was taken there?
Yeah.
And then and then given something.
Yeah, because she, you know, the whole frantic running around thing at AmeriCorps. Let's say somebody, for example, let's just theorize here for a minute. Let's say somebody's in the parking lot watching her. Okay. She goes back to her room. Somebody grabs her and tells her, you're going to get in the car. She's what? 5 feet tall, 100 pounds.
She was tiny.
Yeah.
You know, if it's somebody my size or your size that grabs her,
Yeah, she was about
she's
my
got
size.
no chance.
Yeah, I agree. And the AmeriCorps situation where she was allegedly running from door to door yelling, Michael, Michael. I've never understood that, because why would she be running around? At first, I think a lot of people thought, well, that was her boyfriend, but why would she be running around there calling out Michael, Michael? Other people have thrown out a bunch of different names in the community, but the thing is, I just want to throw this out there, you guys. When you're thinking of who Michael could be, you have to remember there are street names that people in the drug world used. So a first name Michael is not a street name, but if you have a street name, they're going to use your street name. Everyone refers to you as your street name. So the person was literally called Michael, whoever she was. If that story was true, she was literally looking for a Michael, and I just don't understand who in the world that could be.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. There's a part of me that was, because she genuinely loved him, right? And I think she did.
You feel like she did, even with the toxic nature of the relationship? I mean, from the pictures, it looks like they were in love.
Yeah.
I mean, she loved him, and that's obvious by the pictures. And I think there's part of him that loved her, but I think he was so far into what he was doing, his mind was so screwed up, he couldn't think straight. And now, if that the whole Michael thing is true at West Side, maybe she saw something or caught wind of something that she got scared and was maybe hoping that he was gonna come help her or save her or whatever.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. She was out of her mind too at that point. So
yeah. So you know, it's and obviously these people are sneaky and bad. So who knows how long they had been there watching her before she ever realized it.
True.
Yeah, that's what Shelley too. Her theory is someone took her from the AmeriCorps. Someone caught her, got her. I don't know if somebody who knew her, but she thinks they got her at the AmeriCorps.
Somebody had to know where she was, and there was a very select few that knew where she was.
That's true. That's true.
And the one person who knew was the one person who controlled her credit cards, who controlled her social media, who controlled everything about her life.
I don't think that he knew, at least not the AmeriCorps. He found out she was at the party, and once again, she tried to get away. But you're right, he had control of everything that she could possibly use to get away.
He controlled her credit cards too.
Could have controlled her credit cards. I don't know if she had any at that point.
Yeah.
She didn't have anything on her.
She had the Cash App card.
Oh, okay.
With her? Are you sure?
Well, I know he had to log into it. So if you have to log in, and you can take and transfer that money to somebody else or to your card, and you don't have money.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
and he could have taken and logged her out and changed the password and been screwing with it, keep her from being able to use it.
She was facing court the next day. The very next day she was going to go to court. Did she ever talk about that court thing with, well, you were blocked from her for like a year, so maybe not at that point.
I had heard bits and pieces from people, community rumors and mutual friends.
Yeah.
She wanted to get out and get her life together and get her own place and get Nova and, try to mend the bridges, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, it seems like everyone wanted her to get better. The court was going to force her to get better at that point.
Which is what she needed.
Yeah.
For the people coming in, I am talking to, let me kill this comment. I'm talking to a friend of this guy was a friend of Layla's from 10 years old all the way through school. They texted. She had shared at one point when he was pulling to pals, he saw her in the street. She admitted that Michael had laid hands on her. They had a fight. So what we're kind of doing here is trying to figure out Michael's personality, his mentality, his psychology in this relationship that led up to the point where she ran away. I'm going to say ran away because it really looks like that.
Yeah.
He kept saying, no, don't leave. And she literally left and tried to keep getting away. So
I think his mentality of the whole time, even with his ex, was if I can't have you, nobody else can.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's
And
the mentality.
I think she knew that, and I think that was her only way of getting out and getting away, running away.
And he said that she had said something like, or somebody said, she felt like she was going to be, oh yeah, he said that. She didn't have any place to go because the family didn't want to deal with this anymore. They were drawing a hard line in the sand. Like, you got to get better if you want to come back. So she couldn't go back to them, to the family. She couldn't stay with him because of this fight. So at that point that night, she probably felt like she didn't have any other place to go. And she started feeding the habit, like Jennifer said, unfortunately.
Well, yes, but I also think when she was forced into that vehicle, I don't think that allegedly, I don't think that what allegedly happened at West Side, according to Shelley, was what she thought was going to happen.
Yeah, anybody who didn't watch that, we have a local friend. Local friend. I codename her Shelly. That I was given the impression she's psychic when I interviewed her about some entirely different story. I witnessed some things happen at her house that were really paranormal and weird. And then I asked her, as a test, are you willing to come to these hotels and give me your thoughts? And apparently one of the hotels we went to, she told this elaborate story about people standing around outside. I think it was West Side, actually, that we were parked in the parking lot. And she described a scenario of the perpetrators after Layla had been unalived or passed, standing around trying to figure out what to do, standing in a circle. She described a vehicle, a black truck with an emblem on the back. And after that video came out, I got a text a little later from one of Layla's search party members who had gotten a call from someone who knew some details about what happened there that night. And they were like, how the hell did Ryan's psychic know all those things? That confirmed to me that, in that case, I guess she knew. She somehow figured out or was able to sense what had happened, if that's true. So that's the Shelley he's talking about. Sorry, so you were saying if what she said happened.
I don't think she intended, because obviously if they were friends of the boyfriend, she knew them and she trusted them, right?
She probably,
and I don't think she expected them to, quote unquote, collect the debt.
Yeah, there could have been a debt. That's a common thing, right? With people who use, they're kind of running on
Based on what I know and who I've talked to in the last 2 years since she's been missing, he was in tremendous debt.
He was.
Okay.
Again, this is allegedly, you guys, but that's interesting. If the rumor is that there was a lot of debt there.
And he kept pawning it off on her. And this is coming from somebody who I know pretty well that knew her and him. And he blamed it on her.
He blamed the debt on her.
Yeah. Because he was using the money to buy product, but then he was smoking his own stuff before he could sell anyway. It was a whole big mess.
That's not a good situation, though.
No.
I mean, you think about it. A couple is in deep drug debt, and you know the type of people who that debt is owed to.
Yeah.
And then she comes up missing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Any idea? And you don't have to say the name, but have you heard rumors about who they owe debt to?
You and I have spoke at length about it.
Is it the latest name? Is it the latest name we've heard?
One of them, yeah, and then one that you went on another search.
Okay.
You know who I'm referring to.
We'll talk after. I think I do, but we don't want to put any names out there because there's no suspects. The cops haven't announced any suspects, so we can't name names. But there's no Billy. So the vet girl keeps mentioning a Billy Anderson, but that name hasn't been mentioned at all in these conversations.
I didn't run in that crowd.
Yeah.
So I have friends that knew her that are the same way I am, that didn't run in that crowd but still knew her. But really the only names that have come up are the ones that we've discussed and has been previously mentioned.
Okay. I'm going to preface this with this is entirely alleged and opinion and speculation, but I guess I will go down one road because somebody just asked, what about the quote unquote Steven? And I think everyone's mentioning, this is public knowledge, that Stephen Linkus is involved in the whole Holland Snap thing. A lot of people suspect him. He hasn't been charged or proven to have been involved in that. Although the family, the Snap family, Leslie, has stated that they know for a fact that he beat her before she disappeared. So Stephen Linkus, since it's public, we can talk about it. Has that name been one of the names that you've heard?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
I know that he has some connection to it. I don't know how or what. I know obviously the Holland deal, which there were parties and drug parties and whatever, so they probably crossed paths at some point.
So, and this is all speculation, but rumor is that he's part of the whole debt scenario in some way.
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
I know that he's a very extremely violent person and a heavy drug user.
Okay.
And a very dangerous person. So I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean,
especially the fact.
Especially the what?
The fact that he was in a relationship or hanging out or whatever he and Holland were with a girl her age with her mental function should say a lot about who he is, and the fact that he beat her allegedly.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't know Holland, did you?
No, I knew of her through other friends, but I didn't know her personally.
You didn't know her personally. Okay. Was she the same age? Younger. She was younger, right? She looked younger.
Yeah. She was 19.
Yeah.
I think.
Crazy.
So I feel like what we can say and we are working on the abundance of friends of Layla's have been talking to each other. You have plugged in with what, 5 or 6 of them in those conversations, and they all seem to say the same thing about the relationship.
Yeah, and if you just watched him, like, he always seemed kind of skatey around her anyway, and kind of like real on edge and kind of jealous from the beginning.
Jealous type.
And I mean, she was a good looking girl. I would be jealous too, you know?
Mm.
So I think there was some insecurities and some jealousies there that I think he took out on her.
I think it's pretty, we can confidently say he was probably the one who blocked you when he found out that you guys were texting. Probably any guy she texted. He was like, hell no.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it was her, okay, whatever. I get it. You know, I respect it. But, you know.
There would have had to be something beforehand, like you guys get in some kind of argument before she just outright blocks you. Or he convinced her to, maybe. I don't know.
True.
With him having all of her login information, I don't think it was voluntary.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay. Any other thoughts before we hang up on this conversation?
Not unless you have any more questions.
I think really I just wanted to get to everything you had heard from friends, everything you had seen, obviously. I think the biggest thing was that she outright told you on the street that day, and she's insinuated along the way that it was violent, it was toxic. Like, you're right, she was a firecracker. I'm sure there was probably not nice things said in the other direction. Or maybe even she was sometimes too, who knows? You don't know what goes on in these relationships when it's that toxic. So, but there was violence, obviously.
Well, and he's, you know, he makes 2 of her tall. So he had a physical advantage.
Huge physical advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had an unfair physical advantage to begin with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. She was small, a lot like Colin. All right, man. Thank you so much for being willing to do this tonight. I will get back in touch with you soon.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks a lot. Yep, talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
It is really hard to have a conversation with someone you talk to all the time and not say their name.
Bet.
Oh my gosh. Like, hey, dude. Thanks, guy. So what are your thoughts, Jen, about this? Now that you've heard that side of it, you've heard the background, the text messages, everything that's happened, this whole scenario that's played out.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
I wonder if one of Michael's friends would be willing to go pick her up for him, find her for him.
Go to the hotel. Just go around town trying to find her.
Or if he knew she was at the hotel, one of his friends could pick her up. Like if Michael tried to get her.
If he was calling around saying, do you know where she could be? They could have been checking all the places she could be.
Yeah.
Because that was a common drug place.
Right.
That's a good point. And they spotted her and they got her. She was making a ruckus. I mean, she was out there screaming for Michael, drawing all kinds of attention, and neighbors, people there were like offering to help, give her a ride or whatever. She was saying no. Right. She was creating a scene.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's possible one of his friends would be one of her friends and they could get her into the car if she was that out of her mind.
Shoot, birdies.
Real Rock and Robin agrees with me.
Yes. The day was it toward the end of when he got blocked a little later? That would have been 2022. So that part of the relationship, he laid hands on her. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to check text messages because I think he mentioned it in text too. I'm not sure. If I find it, I'll mention it. That was the story, that she was going door to door, knocking on the doors, shouting Michael. Where did I read that? Is that like a...
You've read one or two things.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't remember exactly where you read that?
I'm checking the Kingsport.
Okay.
She was not seen at the marble slab. Yeah, they just talked about the searches they've done. Yeah, I don't know where I heard that, actually. 3 women who somewhat knew each other from the same area have all met some type of device, knowing the same group of men is very suspect. Yeah, I
Yep.
know. The fact that the same names keep coming up.
Yep. Had to be. I don't know. Had to be something to do with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I'm just checking my notes.
Christy wants you to read.
Yeah, that's why I was responding to you. Sorry, I didn't put your comment up. If that's your question, I just heard that story. Was it? It might have been a news article actually, because I'm looking at my notes and I was writing my notes from news articles. So I think that came from a news article. They interviewed people at the hotel. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think it was in a news article.
Yeah.
According to, let's see. Yeah, I had heard from family. Oh, that was a news article that said she was facing court the next day. Some kind of defrauding the family out of some money. So there was that coming up.
Right.
And are there any possibility that someone told Michael was there with another gal or even Michael to make her jealous? Possibly.
It could be. Was she screaming to call Michael? Maybe.
Maybe. You know, that
also makes
he
sense.
had a good point that she would have, if she felt like she was in trouble or scared for some reason, then she would have turned back to her safety net, which would have been the relationship she was in, and then starts freaking out calling for Michael or asking someone to call Michael. You would think that the people who were offering to help her, she would have said, could I use your phone or something, you know? Ask someone to use the phone. I don't know why she was paranoid. The story is that she was acting very paranoid. So maybe she didn't want to talk to anyone she didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. That's the money thing is what freaks me out. If he owed money and someone said he was, yeah, sure. I don't know how it works in this situation, you guys, with, so in Kingsport, in this area, they use girls for certain purposes after they drug them up. And that's for in turn or in payment, you pay.
Right.
And the girl is basically a prostitute. She's high, and there are allegedly rings in Kingsport using girls for this purpose. I don't.
And if Michael owed that much money.
Now, Michael owes money. Was someone saying? Could someone have been saying use Layla for that purpose to make up for the debt? I don't. Maybe that's speculation. That's total speculation.
Yeah.
So
everything
I'm
we
guessing.
say is opinion and alleged.
Yeah. Yes. Especially in this live.
Yes.
He said a significant amount of money. Robin didn't say how much.
I still don't get why he tried to extort money from people.
Yeah.
Like in the strangest amounts.
There's like maybe it was exactly 97 that it would
he
cost
owed.
to get the amount of. Yeah, but supposedly it was a huge amount.
Right.
So it's
just so weird.
Yeah. Such a piddly little amount, $97. Maybe that's all that was left. Like, yeah, well, see, they had an argument. That was a lot of the argument, it sounds like, is that he blamed her for the debt, even though he was also a user. So, but he was blaming her for maybe the significant amount of the debt. If he blamed her, maybe, and it's total speculation, I have to keep saying that, but maybe if it's her fault, then she needs to pay for it. She needs to pay for it somehow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that he would say, well, you know, harm her, but maybe it's like, it's her responsibility. I just saw her at the party. I don't know where she went, but
then again, if he's so jealous of,
yeah, he wouldn't let that happen, would he? He would not let that happen.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he has an active role in what happened. I do think he has knowledge. I think he knows at least who, maybe even where.
Mhm.
I'm just so surprised that it hasn't come out yet, that he's
I
been
know.
able to hold it in this long. The two girls, anyway, Layla was June, Holland was October. So they were like 6 months apart. I don't know who the
Close.
third one that you're referring to. Yeah, it is ruthless.
Mhm.
I heard he told the handler that he had given, and she didn't take care of it, so they took Layla. See, that is exactly the kind of, that's where my head was going, and you just kind of laid it right out. That's how I feel this scenario could have played out. If there's that much debt and no way out.
Right.
He's like, well, it's not my fault. She's got it. She's got the money.
Right.
She's got the money.
Sounds right.
The card. If she did have the card. I don't know if
Right.
that's true either. No, see, that's, I believe he was speculating about who he owed money to. He was talking about the rumors. He said there were rumors that
That you have money.
as far as who he owed money to. He doesn't know that for a fact, so we can't say that for a fact.
No.
He just knows through what all the friends were saying is that they owed a lot of money. They did owe a lot of money. He assumed. Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
Well, we're going down rabbit holes now and conspiracy theories. I just wanted to share with you guys what we had heard. There were those two people, two friends of Layla's. One was a text message, and then this guy who knew her since 10 years old. So
Right.
I think we have pretty good, at least two witnesses that say the relationship was toxic,
Mhm.
wasn't healthy. His claim that they never fought in that text message, I didn't catch that until
About
we were doing
money?
it. Yeah, that they.
Well, when drugs are involved in any relationship, it's toxic. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like,
He was
it
trying to
seems
down.
good or seems bad, it's still bad.
For some reason, he was.
In my opinion.
Well, I was gonna say he was trying to downplay the toxic nature, but he knew Jennifer hadn't heard a lot of it, so he wouldn't have told her anyway.
That's true.
That was going on. But anyway, what a rabbit hole, you guys. We learn more all the time about Layla's story, about her case. Her friend Brianna, that is we may cover that story at some point. That is a crazy story where she had abducted a baby to save the baby.
I don't even know that.
Oh my gosh, Jen, it's crazy. And then she ends up unalived.
Oh, we have to do that one.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you guys. You had some really good questions for our caller.
Yeah, you guys were awesome. That girl, you were like an interrogator. Like, that was awesome. You had the best questions.
That was good.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. We are Sunday, obviously having a very controversial live. We're talking about Ernie Shell. I've put it in the description. We are not going to on the attack.
Right.
We are not going to get into drama with other channels. The only reason we are talking about this is because Ernie interviewed Candace, and many times there was a whole series of videos that he was he was talking to her, captured one video that caught my attention. And so now to learn from this other research group what's going on, what is really going on with Ernie, and I'm trying to match what I saw in those videos with the character that he portrayed. I didn't give much thought to. I thought he was just like larger than life.
Yeah.
But I recently started hearing about the facts. The claims that are easy to check out, the military background, a lot of the stuff that he is claiming. And as I started going down the rabbit hole of checking out the military stuff, things weren't checking out. Things weren't matching. I talked to a veteran who told me a whole bunch of stuff that it was like, It blew my mind, and I'm like, I used to research people who made up stories like this. One point in my past, I worked with a group to research a stolen valor case in Florida. We actually reported it to the FBI, and I'm like, Ernie Shell. I'm not going to spend. Ernie Shell. I know it's misspelled. They mean Ernie Shell.
Yeah.
I cannot spend. It took 2 to 3 years doing that kind of research. This group I'm talking to on Sunday is doing. It's hard research. It takes time. It takes forever. It takes so much FOIA requests and court documents to get to the truth. It takes so much time. I'm sorry, guys, we're searching. I can't do that. So I'm bringing in this team who they're very similar to how I was back then. They do FOIA requests. They do that level of research. They get receipts. I want to just learn from them what they've found and lay it out there, not judging Ernie. There are some videos I'm going to cover that are going to be hard to watch that made me actually start to feel sad for Ernie.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Yes. Starting to feel sad for him and his situation, what I think it is. I will get to that toward the end after we cover all the stuff, what my theory is. And I'm not going to disrespect Ernie. I know a lot of people get angry, call him names, attack him for the stolen valor thing, especially. That pisses people off.
Yeah.
I'm not planning to go negative. I don't want to go negative. Just going to cover the facts, give a little bit of my thoughts, and that's going to be it. It's going to be interesting. The facts are really interesting. Some of the videos you're going to watch.
Is it going to be a panel?
Yeah.
You're doing a panel?
At least 2 people are signed up for Sunday. So.
I probably won't be there.
That's okay.
Because I am so lost in all that information.
Yep.
But I definitely will be watching it.
Yeah. So we will see you guys Sunday. Thank you for hanging with us, then. I hope that you found it interesting and a little more detail into Layla's case. And we'll keep on covering it. We'll keep on researching, talking to people. Again, any locations we can come up with for Layla and Holland. And Summer. We will keep on getting out there. So thank you guys so much. Hope you have a wonderful night and a good Friday tomorrow and a good weekend after that. So thank you all. Love you all. Have a great night.
Bye.